Hello folks and welcome back. HeirofCarthage here, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Thought I would go through with you 4 mods that I use in basically all of my campaigns. Now, when might I recommend these mods to you and what are they for? Well, I will dive into the latter part of that in just a moment. But have you played your first several campaigns and you've done it all with basically just vanilla? You haven't changed anything, you've just been tinkering with the settings that Creative Assembly gave you. Well, if that's all you've done in campaigns so far, these 4 mods that I'm about to tell you might make your experience a little bit better, but without drastically changing the way that you play campaign. Now, there are a lot of good mods for that, in case that is what you're looking for, and on another video, I will maybe bring some of those to your attention. But like I said, if you want to continue to play campaigns in Warhammer 3, but you want to make your experience maybe a little bit nicer, a little bit smoother, get rid of a few of those irritants, keep an eye out for these 4. So let's jump right in. The very first mod that I'm going to recommend to you is going to be the No Supply Lines mod. And some of you might be saying, Air, what is that? What is supply lines? Well, it's this right here. If you mouse over it up in the corner of any of your campaigns, basically CA decides to arbitrarily punish you for having more armies. Why? Well, to just make things harder without having to program a better AI. That's why. So it's an arbitrary punishment for the player that the AI does not experience the same as you, and I find it irritating. You might notice here that I have 9 armies, and it says Army Upkeep Increase 0%. That's because I used the No Supply Lines mod. And I will have all of these linked in the description, by the way. So if you don't like being punished for playing a game called Total War by having a lot of armies and waging total war, then this one might be for you. Now, some of you will say, well, Eric, that just makes the game easier for you. Well, I'm not the one who made it arbitrarily harder in the first place. This one's flavor, right? It depends on what you want. If you like a game being arbitrarily harder, leave this one in. For me, I hate it. I think it's stupid. And that's why I use this mod. So that was number 1. The next one that I use has been a really fun one. Have you ever put experience points on your Lord and then realized that you put those experience points on something that you later regret, or that you wish you could change to try out something different, but you don't want to start a whole new campaign? Well, let me introduce you to the Infinite Respec mod. Yes, Respec, R-E-S-P-E-C. Forget that T in the popular song that sings about it. There is no T in this Respec, okay? So the Respec mod, Infinite Respec, adds this little button right here. So let's say that I have just done a bad job specking up Tyrion, and I regret many things in life. I can click this button, and whammo. We get a chance here to respec Tyrion. So I can come back in. He, of course, has his mounts there because you get to keep all your skill points, and I can reallocate all 50 of his skill points as I see fit. So let's say that I didn't get something down here. I want Merchant Lord because I want to trade more. I don't like being ambushed, so I put a point in Weary. Draftmaster. I love Lightning Strike because, being able to take people out without the reinforcements. I want my army to be as expensive. I want to heal faster. I don't really care about scholarship because I'm a school dropout, but I do want to be renowned and feared. And then we go over to Inspiring Presence, and I really like my bows to be strong, and I also like my sword masters to kick butt. And then I'm going to double down on that over here, right? I want my dragons to be insane. I want my sword masters, again, to be even more insane. I'm going to dedicate myself to Isha and her causes. You all get the point here, right? You get where this is going. So the Infinite Respec mod is an awesome way to make sure that you get your lord spec'd up exactly the way you want. Now, additionally, there are mods that give you even more skill points, if that's what you want, and they even have a skill dump, because sometimes you'll find that a character doesn't have as many skill points that you can use as you do skill points. I'm not demonstrating the skill dump at the moment, but you can also find those mods. But Infinite Respec is one that I just don't play the game without anymore, because I find it so much fun, and I think you will too. Let me just see if I can remember kind of how I had this. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Locked by Majesty of Oath 1. I liked having the upkeep reduction on all armies. I felt like this was a huge buff. Unfortunately, it means I can't make Tyrion quite as strong as he otherwise would be. But in any case, I think I had him spec'd out something like this, roughly speaking. So there we go. I got Tyrion all spec'd out. So that's the Infinite Respec mod. Now, the next one that I want to share for you all is one that is better demonstrated in battle, so I will see you on the battlefields. You set up a beautiful ambush of your enemies, and you're coming into another one of Total War's absolutely beautiful battle scenes on your corn mower, and you want to get the best views possible, and you realize that the camera built into the game just isn't good enough. Well, there's a couple options you have. You can actually use the debug camera if you want to go mod your preferences script file, which I sometimes do as a creator. However, you can also just go get the better camera mod, and you can use it all the time, and it's really quite easy. It allows you to zoom in closer to the action, so you can see Khorne's forces bringing bloody glory to their god on the battlefield, or you can zoom out farther to get a better overhead view when controlling multiple units, to get those sweet cinematic shots, or just to be a better commander. So the better camera mod is a nice improvement. And of course, it still has all the other functions that you can bring in. You can get like the Alt and K button here to get a really cinematic shot here. You can do K just to take that stuff off. You can zoom in with N. Now, all of those things I think are available on the regular camera, but with this a better camera, you can zoom in better and you can get closer. So it's a popular mod that came from Warhammer 1 and 2, and it's now in Game 3, a small thing, but in my opinion, especially when you have such beautiful models. I mean, and yes, Patchy the Demon Prince is beautiful. If y'all haven't seen it, by the way, you need to come check out his campaign because it's pretty awesome. We're doing it on the channel right now. So in any case, yeah, better camera mod. This one's an obvious one for me. Lets you get more of the action in these awesome battles and control your troops better if you need to zoom out farther. So pretty simple. All right, last and I don't think least, but maybe it is least. That's up for you to decide. Are you ever defending your home turf in a campaign? Like right here, I've got my High Elves on Oath 1. And you find it irritating because enemy forces will land and then just run away from you with like the Benny Hill chase music going on in the background, and you never catch them, and it's really insanely irritating. Well, then this mod is for you. This one is 25% increase in mobility in player territory. And what I love about this mod is it simulates the idea that when you are on your home turf, you would get a movement advantage because you know the lay of the land better than your enemies. So see, over here I'm being attacked by Mengil's Manflayers, one of the rogue armies in Warhammer 3, and I'm going to move my army. You'll see that I get extra movement range when I'm in my territory, which allows me to cover ground faster and help defend my territory more effectively and not have to sit there and chase enemy armies around in a ridiculous old, like, captioned black and white movie chase scene, okay? So, anyway, there's the 4 mods that I use to improve my campaign experience without going total overhaul. Now, does that mean that you should never try total overhaul, or that I don't like total overhaul? No, absolutely not. There are some total overhaul mods that are really fantastic, and like I said, maybe we'll touch on them another day if you all find this interesting. Speaking of find this interesting, if you found this useful, or you found this interesting, make sure to go hit the like button. And of course, you can comment with any that you think should be added to my list that you use that are similar to this, right? They don't totally change the game, but they do make the game, in your opinion, better. So I would love to see those down in the comments. I'll have a pinned comment if you all want to reply to it. I would definitely appreciate it. And like I said, leave me some feedback on what you think. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. And if you need to see more action, make sure to check out the video here on the end screen, and I'll give you some more content to keep you entertained.